Right, good evening everybody and welcome to our Facebook Live on Red and Blue News. Just waiting to get Jel in on the action. So what we'll do is we'll get Jel in. Just waiting for him to, got him sent through. So tonight we're going to be previewing the game against Everton tomorrow at Goodison Park. Palace taking on the Toffees. As we just wait for Jel, just to give you a bit of background, tomorrow, I mean, at the moment, Everton, their last few games, just getting their record up. The last four games, they have 1-1 against Leicester, which they won 2-1, drew against West Brom, and they've lost the other two, against Tottenham, where they lost 4-0. And they also lost in their last game against Arsenal 5-1. Let's bring in Jel background to the last four games that they've had. So once I get Jel in, we'll be able to talk about it further. Also, just a bit of a note actually, considering I was just looking at quite interesting thing that last game there you are, Jel. Can you hear me, mate? Jill's there, but I can't. He's not moving. Last game they played against Arsenal, they set up 3-4-3. Last few games before that, they set up 4-2-3-1 formation, which is quite strange. There, Jill. Are you there?
Yeah, if we can just tell our people to just stop sending us messages because it kills my phone. You know our group chat.
Yeah.
Tell Sean and Ben to not send messages because when they do, freezes everything.
Yeah, it just kills everything. No worries, mate.
Oh.
You guys, I'm sure they're listening anyway. So, guys, if you're listening, please do not WhatsApp us while we're live, okay? Because it's just freezing absolutely everything up. My screen's gone blank now. She's great. She's had all my reference stuff on it. Right, okay, where to start? So, Jill, tomorrow, what are you expecting from Everton? I mean, we know that obviously we know all about Sam Allardyce and how he set up Palace last season, a very defensive setup, apart from, as I say, last game against Arsenal where they played a 3-4-3, which was quite unusual for Sam. I'd never known for Sam to play such an attacking setup before. But, I mean, what do you think? What are you expecting from Everton tomorrow?
Well, I think the 3-4-3 just indicated a fight fire with fire. I think I'm fully expecting him to do something. Well, I don't want to say similar, but definitely to attack us, knowing that our attacking options are a little bit weaker than they were, let's say, this time last week, because obviously Wilf wasn't injured. So, but. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Who's the kid? Is it Tom Davis in
That's
the middle?
The one, yeah. He plays in middle midfield,
I like him. I really do. When he weren't getting in the team earlier in the season, I thought, God, that'd be the kind of player that I'd be looking for. But yeah, no, he seems to be a very good option for them.
Definitely.
But, I think they'll come out and properly attack us.
Well, that's the thing. They're
home side, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a wealth of attacking options now. When you look at the side, they've got Balassi, they've got Niasse, they've got Walcott from Arsenal. Who I think that's a damn good buy for them, actually. That's a really good buy, considering. And also they brought on Toussaint as well, who we were looking at. They have got a wealth of attacking options compared to what we've got currently.
Well, they've got a massive squad, and they've really seemed to have bolstered it. But then they're a big side, Everton. There's no denying it. But yeah, I think they'll probably go for it. Obviously, with Balassi, will only just back and from what I've seen, doesn't look to be back to his best. But still a 3/4 fit. Yannick is he's better than not having him on the pitch again with Walcott. Well, I thought Walcott was, they're basically playing for the same position, but much of a muchness, them two. They can either play really, really well or really, really poorly. But yeah, is Rooney fit?
I'm not too sure. I haven't seen he's injured at all. I know the only injuries they've got, obviously, is McCarthy, who's a long-term injury. They've got Maury coming back, who's supposedly in the squad tomorrow. And the only other injury I know of is Stecklenburg, who has been injured for the last few weeks or so. But he's coming back to, there's a reserve goalkeeper. But other than that,
Right.
I don't think Rooney's injured. I think he's available.
So it looks like they've got a pretty decent squad to face up to our completely depleted squad.
And I mean, the only other one...
They would fancy their chances, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, the only other one they've got out is Leighton Baines, who I know in the previous games he's played has looked quite tidy. But he's the only real one that I think is another possible that may not play tomorrow.
Well, he's a good player anyway, and he's very, very good at dead ball situations, so always taking their PKs. So, but yeah, I can't see with the depth of squad that they've got, that just not having Leighton Baines would be a threat. No more of a loss to them as more of a threat to us. So, but we're just looking in the chat here, and Gary's saying that he thinks Sakho's injured.
I certainly hope not, because... Yeah, I certainly hope not, because, I mean, at the moment our injury list isn't down to... We've got 9 injured now. Dan out and Kelly, obviously now another injury. To have Sakho, that would be a massive blow, considering I thought he was quite good last week when he came on against Newcastle.
Well, just a very measured player anyway, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, the only thing I think is almost forcing Roy's hand is Surloff to play tomorrow. That's what personally I think he has to.
Yeah, I mean, there are rumours that possibly Chung Young Lee might get a start, which is
probably.
I mean, there have been those sort of rumours saying he might get the chance to step up and play against Everton tomorrow. I mean,
well, Nick's just said that there's light shining on my head. Well, light shines on the righteous, Nick, so don't worry. And Riedeveld as well. I mean, he's another one we've sort of got in. I would have thought that would have been in front of Chung Lee. To me, Yeah,
I agree with that. I mean, every time I've seen him play under Roy, he's actually had some good games. I mean, his vision is fantastic. I mean, there's a couple...
He's not let us down, has he?
No, he hasn't. He certainly hasn't. I don't see why he hasn't had a start in the last couple of games. I thought he had quite a few decent games under Roy. I think, wasn't it against Burnley he played and Stoke? I'm not sure.
Can't remember, but I mean, I was at that game, so... I was busy, I think. Busy doing that. I wasn't busy on my phone. I remember not leaving my phone at home. But I mean, Paul Barker is involved tonight on here, and he's saying Walter left back, TFM right back, PVA left wing, Lee and Surloff on the bench. I reckon. Well, I think Surloff needs to play. I don't, if he's a professional footballer, they're very rarely these guys from his neck of the woods.
Oh, just lost Jel a second. Just wait for him to kick back in. But I can see what Jel was saying there. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad setup there, Paul. But I would rather. Oh, Jel, you back?
Just it's going to be intermittent anyway. But yeah, no, I was just saying about Surloff. I would hope that he would play. I mean, we have got a little bit of depth, in our squad. I know we're sort of so used to having the same players sort of ready, but we do need, the guys. Some of the guys, they need to step up now, and if it means that that someone's got to take Wilf's place on the left hand side, then that's what they do. I mean, I've played Townsend on the left, and I'd make TFM play as a proper wing back and put pressure on that left side. If we don't put pressure on them, then they're going to completely overrun us. It's as simple as that. I mean, obviously we've got a decent engine in the middle with MacArthur. So I think we'd be okay in the middle. It's just down the sides where Wilf gives us the added protection of his attacking, keeps them back. So we're sort of we'll miss him, but like I said, they do need to step up. Simple as.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how we set up against them tomorrow, especially with the fact of depending on how they start. Against Arsenal, they started with a defensive three of Mangala, Williams and Keane. Now, I know that in the group we've been talking about, I know we were linked with Mangala at one point, I think over the summer, and quite a few people were quite scathing of the way he played as a defender. They didn't think much of him. And do you think, out of the three that were played against Arsenal, Mangala and Williams and Keane, he's probably the weakest link out of the three? I would have thought so anyway.
I mean, Mangala's a good player. We talking about the Mangala from City, yeah?
Yeah, it's the Mangala from City.
No. I mean, he's a good player to be bought by City, no matter what. He just obviously didn't fit. He just didn't fit there. It was obviously the square that didn't go into their round, into the circle. So, but he's a very good player, no doubt about it. I mean, they only buy very physical, very powerful, very skillful players. City. I'm definitely not having it that that he's a rubbish player, and just because he's gone elsewhere that he's not a threat to us.
Yeah.
He's a very good player.
I know we'd mentioned in the summer. We said that I know myself, and I think Ben had also said that he wasn't a bad player. And I didn't understand the criticism against him actually, but I know quite a few Palace fans have said on in the group and on Twitter I've seen where they've actually said that he wasn't what they thought we should be buying, which shocked me because I mean it's a fact of it was between him, I think it was, and Sakho that we were going to buy, and that the people that we were looking at apparently, and he was one of the ones that they would rather have had Sakho over him. Which
if people think that we shouldn't be buying players like Mangala, then we have some absolutely deluded fans. I mean, the only reason it's going to stop us buying more players of his quality is obviously FFP. I mean, like I said, I already know that from having chats with Parish in the past that we are right up against it. So when people turn around and start screaming about we're not doing this and we're not doing that, it's because we only have a certain amount of money. It's as simple as that. If we're starting paying someone £100,000 a week, it's another £5 million. £5.5 million plus bonuses, probably £6 million up against our wage bill.
Yeah, that's it.
Just do that 3 times. Get him on a free transfer. But he's going to want 100 grand. 100 grand a week, another £6 million. Get 3 of those. That's another 18 million quid. I mean, there's no way in a million years we can't. I know for a fact last year it was just over 100 million quid out of our £112.5 million that we had earned as a football club complete was for the first team and the reserves. The under 23s or whatever it is. It's about paying for the rest of the club. So, and now we're up against the planning commission's gone in, so we've got to pay a huge amount of money to get that going. We'll also be paying solicitors' fees and everything that goes along with trying to improve the club and improve the grounds. So we're up against it, like money wise. To be honest with you, I'm not massive. I don't know loads. It would only be pure speculation about at the end of the season, after this season, if we are safe, whether the Americans can put, or that we can get an input of another 50 million quid to put into the club that would raise our limit of money to be able to spend. I mean, I could just see, go for some questions as well as we're going along, John. I think it says, with what you're saying, the amount of players out of contracts, is the plan to clear the deck, so to speak, and almost start again? See, I've had this conversation a few times with Nick Philpott and Nick Gillard, or dinner with some days. Yeah. And the thing is, if we were to get rid of, let's just say we were to get rid of 8 players, i.e. Chungy, who's probably on 40 grand a week, Much, who's on 40 grand a week, probably Punch, who's on 60 or 70 grand a week. Just if we get rid of our mediocre players, and let's say we need to get rid of 7, let's say, to get that off our books, what are we going to get for those players? What realistically we're going to get? Let's say £3 million a player. Because they're only going to go to the Championship especially at the ages that they are, and also they haven't set the world alight, so they're not going to command any huge fees. Let's just say that. So say we get 15 to 20 million quid back. So what does that pay us? What does that buy us? That buys us one player.
Yeah.
Because when you're selling, people want it. People say, just give them away, get them off the wage bill. But when you're buying, because we're Premier League, you're paying 30%. And that's what Paris has said in the past years.
And also, I mean, you think about it, the wage bill as well. I mean, if you're going to look for better players, for the ones that we would try to sell, as you're saying, the people like Punch, the Mutches, the Chung Young Lees. The problem is you're still going to be commanding a bigger wage, and you've still got to balance the books to make sure you don't go over FFP, because wages are also included, aren't they? Am I right in saying that?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely right. Here's a big thing for you, right? So let's just say that at the end of the season, Hennessy leaves on a free. He just leaves because his contract's out. And as far as I know, well, we've signed. Who's definitely coming to us next year? The keeper.
Oh yeah, it's a Gator from Getafe.
Yeah, Gator, right? So we've got him. So basically, what we do, if Hennessy decides, I ain't going to play number 2, I want to play first team football or whatever, and someone else comes in for him, well, we're completely back to square one. So Gator then becomes the number 1. Jules is going to be, 74, so he won't be playing for us anymore. And then we're down to Dion Henry being a number 2. So we don't. So what we've got to do basically is buy 3 keepers for next year.
Yeah.
Who's good? So what we need a 2 keepers for the first team. That's a definite. And then we need probably another 2 keepers, because we're bare bones. You need 3 to 4 keepers a minimum at a Premier League club.
Yeah.
So already if Hennessy decides to leave, then we are down to Dion Henry.
Yeah.
Because Gator hasn't come yet. I don't know what's going on. Until someone comes out of the club, have they actually come out and said that he is going to be our player next year?
Yeah, Roy said in a press conference. Yeah. The club.
He is our player.
Roy has actually said that he's going to be. He's signed a pre-contract agreement, and he's going to be with us from July. Yeah, but the club haven't officially announced it, which you know what it's like with Palace. They'll probably announce it on the 1st of July anyway, so we won't hear anything until then. So, but Roy has basically said it. So
let's go again, right? This is another thing. So let's just say, for instance, at the end of the season, what do we do? Do we buy TFM? Do we have the option to buy?
Not that I know of. I don't think we have got the option to buy.
Go. So we've been going back to Man United. So we then need another right back. So we're looking at another, let's just say, 12 to 15 million pounds. Right? We need 3 goalkeepers. But they're going to cost us, let's just say they're going to cost us entirely maybe 15 million. All right. So now we're looking at all of a sudden 28 to 30 million quid for those players. 2 of those players are going to be invisible because they're going to be a reserve goalkeeper and then a completely backup goalkeeper. We then need the right back. We don't need any more left backs. We're going to, I don't know if we're going to actually give Kabai another contract. I don't know if he's going to be that extension. I know we like to give an extension or 2 to players that have been good for us. But, I mean, so Sean's put in Hennessy, Speroni, Delaney, Chungy, MacArthur, Ward. I think MacArthur's pre-signed anyway, signed again. Kabai, all out of contracts and will leave for nothing. Well, I think MacArthur's already signed, isn't he? Is he due to re-sign?
He's supposedly signing a new 3-year deal. I don't know if he's actually signed it again, and we haven't heard anything. Yeah. But that was the rumour, wasn't it?
That'd be a huge piece of business for us. I don't care what anybody says. He's a big player for us, no matter what. I also think as well that in the close season we will see either the end of. I personally think it will be the end of Benteke, because he's halfway through that deal, and we are going to he's going to want a contract extension. Yeah. Or we risk losing him in 2 years' time for nothing. Or he's going to want to go and earn some. You know, he'll want more money, or we will want to cash in. I think, you know, if he goes, I can't think what we can get for him. 20 million. You know, he's not smashed the place to pieces. If he had, then we wouldn't even be having this conversation, and we'd be, you know,
I mean,
be getting his £150,000 a week next year. But
yeah, he's been
me,
a bit of an enigma.
Yeah,
he's been quite an enigma.
He's not worth 100. He's not £150,000 a week. He's not, you know. I mean, I think at the moment he's thinking about 7 million. Not Nicky. He's earning £7 million a year on us.
Yeah,
something like that. And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for someone who scored 2 goals this season.
Yeah, I know. You know,
exactly. That's a lot of money. It's just, let's just say, and I won't have it that people would turn around and said, oh, you know, he's this and he's that. That guy is there as the only person, the only registered, you know, the only striker that we have at the club. That, you know, because if he doesn't play, then we actually don't put a striker up front, which is pretty scandalous, really. So, like Ben just said, Ben Tech is into his last year from July. So he's got 15, 16 months, 17 months his contract. So I got a feeling we're going to cash in. I would like to see, if we are going to do that, to use his money to buy another 2 Surlofs.
Yeah.
So that we've got 3. You know, and again, this thing about, you know, buying 21, 22-year-olds. I'm having it. I can't believe that we're the only club that can't play a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old or a 23-year-old. You know, this thing about we're going, sooner or later, we're going to need to take a chance and buy a load of kids or a load of younger players and play them and hope that we survive. And if they survive, if we survive, then we have the basis of a younger team that can take us forward.
Well, I know. Sorry, Joe. I mean, I know what I was going to say was, I know that, you know, I've spoken to Matt Woosnam, who does a lot on the youth team side of things. And I know a lot of Palace fans have said, well, why aren't we bringing up the youth through the academy? And his answer always, every single time, which surprises me, is they don't think they're ready. Now, considering the players we brought up through the academy, the likes of the Wilfs, the Moses, I can't understand why we haven't got anyone coming up. I mean, we've already got I think it was a World Cup winner and an under-18 in Nia Kirby. So you would have thought that we'd be looking at players from our academy to bring them through rather than looking at buying players in, which is what we're obviously doing with people like, I mean, Rakip has, even though he's on loan, he's got an option to buy, I believe, and what I've heard.
Yeah, there is the option, yeah.
So it doesn't make sense if we've got players in the academy who should be coming through, but we're buying players in. Do you see what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what I heard, and I'm pretty sure this is it's getting more of a well-known fact as they start dicking on everyone in the Championship. Wolves have been buying the best young talent in Europe for the last 18 months. They have got the most incredible side. And everyone, again, people that I've spoken to, I've got a mate who's in the setup behind the scenes at Newcastle, and he said to me that they have some utterly amazing players. And if they don't play, then they're already commanding. They've only been buying them for like £3 to £4 million. They're already going to be commanding 10 to 15 million, which will give Wolves huge spending power. You know, it's we're up against it as a club at the moment in every way, and it is a struggle because we are. You know, no matter what people like to think of us, we are sort of the lower, you know, we're in the lower half of the table. Anything above that is sort of wishful thinking, to be honest with you. You know, we can give the odd bloody nose out, and we are Stoke, aren't we? And we are, you know, I wouldn't say we're as good as Leicester, but you know, that's what we are. But if we have to be a Stoke, then we have to be, you know, with the old cup run and staying in the Premier League. You know, I would like it to not be a struggle, you know. And I think I can understand what the club are trying to do by buying experience, but sooner or later, you know, the experience doesn't always keep you up.
Yeah.
Some of these players are set in their ways and they're not fighting like a 22, 23-year-old wants to keep his place, wants to run his nuts off. He's extremely, not peaking, but I think they say you peak at a professional football at sort of 25 to 28. But yeah, we're in a difficult position. We're in a where the club is either going to sink or swim.
Yeah,
I think in the next couple of years. But like I say, if we were to go down this season, I wouldn't be fearful. I don't think Wilford leave because he's got, if it's all about money, then he's earning the money and we'll keep him for that money. It would mean there's going to be a huge offload anyway of 30 to 33-year-old players. I think there's 6, something like that, going to be going. So, I heard someone say about Kai just in the chat. I can't remember who it was. And then he's just going out. He's playing down the road at the big top at the moment. So hopefully that will get him some experience until the end of the season. But again, he needs to make the step up. He's been around the first team for 3 years now. He needs to make the step up. And if he doesn't, then well, we have to pin him.
Yeah. I mean, coming down to that, then, do you think, putting you on the spot, Jel, do you think Palace will go down this season?
God. Do I think there are 3 worse sides than us? Do I think there are 3 worse sides than us? Yes. But this is the first season where there are 8 teams that are 6-pointers right the way through to the end of the season. 8 or 9 teams.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the table right now, even Everton, because they're only on 31. We're 4 points away from Everton. I know they won't, but if you look at it, if you look at the table right now, I think there's something stupid like 10 points separating between the people about 9th place all the way down to 20th. I
think of one of the teams that's been a regular in the last 5 years. I think West Brom could go this season. I think if they keep Pardew, I think they go. For me, I think they do. So it's going to be touch and go. It really is.
It's tight.
I mean, all those people said, "Oh, our running last year was horrendous," and it was horrendous. And our running is so much easier this year. It ain't so much easier because all those so much easier teams, are fighting the same as us. Every single game now is going to be almost cup finals, the 6-point cup finals. So it's tough. I'm going to say we scrape it by 3 points. That's what I think. I think it'll only be 3 points between us and the 3rd lowest team.
Yeah, I think.
I mean that's 1 point or goal difference.
I think we'll be happy if we finish 17th, just outside by a point. We won't care as long as we're up. That's all that we will care about this season.
I think we've had such horrendous. I mean, the injuries. I can't understand how we've had so many injuries. But
it's not the first season, though, is it?
No, but is it me, or does it seem to be that tackles these days are more seem to be more committed, instead of just being tackles, they're full on smashing people up in the air, where if it's slightly out of, if you don't get a tackle in properly, you tend to find good tackles, both of the players get up, slightly off tackle, one player stays down, is out injured. They don't seem to be. They're not playing kung ball, is what we used to call it, where you're deliberately going out to smash players up in the air. But I just. Nigel Croucher said 3 more wins will be enough to stay up. I think Swansea. Well, I think Swansea survive. Lee got that new manager bounce, haven't they?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's like, I must admit, I think Swansea will survive. And also I think Watford, who had been falling, they'd been in free fall, will actually survive. I mean, and they made a good signing. I think I said to you in the transfer window about Delafeu, actually, that I thought he was one of these players we should go for. And I think you said, no, it's his attitude. But he's come into that Watford side, and the first game that he played, and he had an absolute blinder.
Yeah, but that could be new team bounce. I mean, the thing is, he's playing in the Premier League. He's playing for Everton. He was a regular in the Everton side. Then all of a sudden, he's gone. You know, he's in the reserves, not even playing. And you think, and then where does he go? Barcelona.
Yeah, it's weird.
He can't get in the Everton side. Then he goes to Barcelona. But obviously, something's happened at Barcelona. So the only thing you can think is that, you know, somewhere along the lines is someone needs to stand up and grow up here and go, he's got a shit attitude. And he don't want to do this and he don't want to do that. And that's why players tend to move club to club. But you know, it's all well and good having those, but you know, football is a fickle game. Let me just tell you something very, very quickly. And I don't like Rio Ferdinand as a person or a player. I never liked him ever. But I saw an interview with him, and I think it was Jamie Redknapp. And they, because I used to play at Goodison Park when I was kids.
That's right, yeah.
It might have been a different player, I can't remember. No, I thought it was when I was at West Ham. And anyway, they said one was playing for Chelsea, one was playing for Man United. And Rio said when they met up for England, they didn't want to. When they were friends, when they were kids, went through the academy and everything. But because they played for different sides, they didn't want to talk to each other for giving secrets away about, you know, Rio, about Man U, and what's that about Chelsea. And I thought that was really. And then Rio turned around and said that it was all about the club. It's hard because he turned around and said it was like almost a selfish thing where they were just playing for themselves.
Right, we just lost Jel there. He's just frozen up again. So, oh, there you go. You're back, Jel.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, yeah, go on.
No, sorry, you'd frozen. Okay. What was so you were just talking about Ferdinand and who was it? Was it? I forgot who you were talking about.
Lampard.
Lampard. That's it. It was Lampard.
Mark, not Jamie Redknapp. Yeah, thanks, Mark. But yeah, you know, they were just saying about, you know, their teams. They want to play for their teams, but also about how selfish the player is these days. And I think that's what we need to do. We had to get over. Do you remember when we had to let Rambo go?
Yes.
Everyone said that's it. There's no sentiment. We can't have sentiment in the Premier League because otherwise he'd still be with us now. He'd still be there now, wouldn't he? Because everyone loves him. And that's what we need to get through as football fans now. That football in the last sort of 3 to 5 years has changed, where players they literally Mahrez now.
Oh God.
He wants his 150 grand a week.
Yeah.
And you know. And he was told by the PFA the other day that if he didn't actually go back to Leicester, then Leicester had every right to not pay him. Now he gets 100 grand a week. No, I mean that is scandalous. It's scandalous.
And to not turn up for training, you know, someone's
and all they can find him is 2 weeks. 2 weeks money. That's why he was told by the PFA, if you don't go back, you ain't getting paid. They have every right to withhold your money if you withhold your service. So that's why he's back now. I mean, but I can't even say. Can you imagine the crap he's going to get when he went back today? I mean, that'd just be awful for him, wouldn't it? I
mean, even playing in front of the crowd at Leicester, he's going to get a real bad welcome when he actually plays a game.
Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. Sarah Pollard said, any news on Nasri? I don't know. Should there be any news on Nasri?
I haven't seen anything. I mean, the thing is, I think there was a lot of talk about, you know, the free agents, possibly Palace going for one. We haven't seen anything to say that we were looking at a free agent at all. So I don't. I think it was more lots of people talking and speculation, etc. No, there's nothing in it. It's just more people saying, you know, we should be looking at that sort of player.
So Gary Suckling's turned around and said, not coming or going for a free goalkeeper. There's a bit of a what's that? I don't suppose you're anything to do with Perry Suckling, are you? Bit of an unusual surname.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. I was looking at the free agent list the other day actually, and there isn't much in there regards to goalkeepers. I think there was a former Liverpool goalkeeper in there that's actually he was, but other than that, there's nothing much there at all.
Well, people were scraping the barrel when they said shaking. Yeah. Christ, if he falls over, he'll break his back. I know. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we're going to do that, then we literally might as well use our kids.
Yeah.
We might as well stick Dion in goal and just go get on with it.
Well, I know FYP were rumouring that Dion Henry is injured, but I don't know. I know Nick put that in the chat a little bit earlier. Did you say that, Nick, that FYP was saying that Henry was injured?
Yeah, I mean, if that is the case, then we are down to, what are we down to? The 18s, the under 18s,
yeah.
So we've got Hennessy and the under 18s.
Yeah.
Now everyone's praying that Hennessy doesn't get injured. Dean Kiley, Christ almighty.
Yeah, we could always get him out again from this coaching role, I suppose, Ben, and stick him in goal. You are allowed to do it, so considering the Sutton United goalkeeper did it for the FA Cup a couple of years back.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like I say, I think we're struggling in certain places, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, I know Parish, and I promise you now, I'm not an apologist for Steve Parish at all. But I know we're up against it. I would really hope that the reason we haven't got certain players is because either A, we haven't got it can only be A, that we haven't got the money, or the money that they were commanding. So, and again, yeah, I don't know if you listen to that. One of the last things, the last time I spoke to him, he turned around and said, anyone that wants to come to a Premier League club, their club demanding 30% more. Anywhere from Europe, from down in the Championship and everything. So that's why we can't afford to. All of a sudden, like a £5 million player, he's an £8 million player, and instead of him wanting 50 grand a week, he wants 70 grand a week.
Yeah.
And it's another £1 million a year.
Yeah.
So it's a huge the margins we're working on, and like I said, I know for a fact that the bills that we've got coming in from the other side of things, like, from the stadium and everything else, that is running into millions of pounds.
Yeah.
So that's money we got to have tied up. So we're in a precarious position financially, and I think obviously the staying up is the absolute vital part of it. Exactly. So, but it is what it is.
Anyway, back to Everton game tomorrow. Jel, your prediction.
Yes.
Your prediction.
Oh,
I know. I don't want to put you on the spot, but
I'm going to go for 1-1.
I'd agree. Actually, I was going to say 1-1 myself. Actually, I think we'll be a draw over at Goodison.
Okay. Yeah. Well, again, listen. I know people are getting a little bit stressed with this hashtag of respect the point, but I would respect the point every game.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, I don't give a shit if it's 0-0, 1-1, 2-2 at the end of the season. If we take at least a point from every single game at the end of the season, then I'll be happy.
But that's it. You want to be picking up this time of the year. You want to be picking up points, and if you're getting a point and you're 3 points here or there, you're more likely to stay up than losing. So, I mean, as long as we're getting the points on the board, that's what is more important.
I think what would help our cause is, use our new forward. I think he'd be buzzing, and I think he'd be screaming for crosses. So, I'm hoping that the new players have come in and inject a little bit more. I wouldn't say urgency, but a little just inject something into the club of more a little bit more upbeat. Where we're losing players on a weekly basis, it must be taking its toll on the regular players. So yeah, but I'll be happy with a draw tomorrow with a point.
Yeah,
and, I'll be happy if Surloff plays as well.
Most definitely. I'm hoping he does play. So I thought he should have got a couple of minutes, last 10 minutes of the last game he played.
No, I would have thought you'd have introduced him to the phone fans. That's what I would have thought.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was quite surprised. Just looking through the chat at the moment about talking of predictions. I see Russell Horsted has said 1-0 Palace. Sean, our own Sean Feeney, has said 2-1 to Palace.
Ben Allen said 2-0 Everton, the scumbag.
Jordan Farrell, 4-0 by half-time. He bottled it. It's about something else. Half-time, he bottled it with the club. Let's hope he does it at Everton. Don't know what that was about. Paul Barker will take a 0-0 all day. Sean Finnegan would take 0-0 now. The general consensus is will they take a point? So, it's always a tough place to go at Goodison. I was looking at the the record. I think we've Everton have only won the last 5 games against us. I believe it is.
2005, I think, is our last loss, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. It is something like that. It's been quite a while. So hopefully tomorrow we'll get something from there. I mean, we do need to pick up points with the way things are. Let's see if I can get the record up. So Everton have won only one game out of the last 5 against us. The rest are draws. That was at Selhurst Park back in last January. Everton have only won 1 of the last 5 at Goodison, losing 2 and drawing 2. Most recent being the 30th of September 2016. So our record the last couple of games has not been too bad. 2 Palace wins at Goodison were both in 2014, both by 3 goals to 2. So our record isn't bad there. So we'll hopefully, we never know, we might be able to sneak something there, but I'm not going to hold up much hope. I think a draw would be fine, I think. Especially after the last couple of games, we'll take a draw, definitely.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Okay, anyway, Jill, I'm going to get Ben on. So thanks very much for coming back on again, and we'll sort something out for next Facebook Live. And so thanks, mate, for coming on.
Thanks, John.
No worries, mate. See you soon. Take care. Okay, so now I'm going to get Ben in, because I know Ben has been chomping at the bit to come on, so I'll invite him in. Guys, keep sending your comments and your questions in. Let's see, is there anything else in here? Oh gosh, what have we got? I'm just scrolling through. Let's have a look. It's got Adam Harper saying, it's got 1-1 all over it. Ben Teke loves a goal against him. Yeah, he did score in the last game at Goodison, I seem to remember last season. Right, Jordan, you were talking about in relation to 4-0 against Sunderland. Yeah, I mean, if we get a sort of a performance like we had against Sunderland, us against Everton, that would be good. Knock it, beat them 4-0. I know Sam tends to get those sort of results. Martin Jacobs saying 3-0 Everton. Sean saying wants to see Rakip. Well, I think we all want to see Rakip. I've seen him a couple of times on the training videos that Palace have been putting up, and he looks quite a tidy player. So does Sorloth. I haven't seen much of Jack, although I know, the Polish international. I know he played for an under-23 game in midweek and got his first yellow card for the club, and Rakip scored his first goal, which was quite a good one actually. Top bottom left-hand corner, decent goal. Stuart Heaver saying we will win. Sorloth to score. Or Sorloth, as I've been told, it's supposed to be said. It's a O. Is said in the style of. Is it a U? I think Sean was saying to me the other day. Just trying to get Ben in on. I don't know where Ben is. Anybody? Right. Sarah Pollard. Do we have any new injuries other than Wilf? As far as we know, no. I know someone. I think it was Gary was saying there was a rumour that. He'd heard that Sacco was injured, but I don't think that's the case. I haven't heard anything to that. As for, I know you were asking about how long he's out as well. As far as we're concerned, I mean, Roy has said that it's not as bad as the media would be making out and saying he'd be out for until the end of the season. I think that was the worry at the beginning. But over the last few days and then after the press conference yesterday, it sounds quite more hopeful that he'll be back before the end of the season, and hopefully they'll be doing it on it sounded like a game-to-game basis and checking to make sure, see how he's progressing. He's a quick healer apparently, that's what Roy was saying, so we can hope that he comes back soon. Why is everyone obsessed with Kai? He's really not all that. I must admit I haven't seen much of Kai in any of the games we've played to say that he's worth a starting place. I've seen him in a couple of the League Cup games, and also saw him at the beginning of the season when he was playing under Frank de Boer. I wasn't very impressed. I haven't seen much to say that changed that. I'd like to see someone like Lumika maybe given a chance, but Kai, I'm surprised he's still at the club, to be fair. But then you've got to give the lad a chance. No problem, Sarah. I don't know where Ben is. He was supposed to be coming in. Charlie Byrne is saying 1-0 Palace. Wayne Simons is saying, think Sorloth will do well at the Palace. Marcin, as I wrote earlier, Everton players will think no Zaha, no problem. They will see an easy win and will surprise them 3 points. I hope you're right, Marcin. can we recall Sully Kaikai? Jordan, I haven't heard anything to say that we can recall him. I don't know the deal with regards to the loan contract they've got with Charlton, so I can't comment on that. Wayne Simon's 2-1 Palace. Sean, 5 on 3-2 Palace then, John. You know me, mate. I don't like betting on Palace to win. I never do. I've always told you that. I never do Palace to win at all because we always seem to play badly when I say we're going to win. Right, I'm still trying to get Ben Allen on. So, Ben, if you're still around and you can hear me, I'm still waiting for you to come on, mate. Sean, if you want to come in, just let me just send me a request and we'll get you on. Again, as I was saying, I'm very surprised actually with Everton last game because they played a 3-4-3. So whether they were preparing to play against us and trying the formation out when they played against Arsenal, as you know, they lost 5-1 against Arsenal, whereas Arsenal went a goal better than they did against us when they beat us 4-1 a couple of weeks ago. So I'm expecting Everton to play a far more attacking style than they have done before. I know they beat the one game they did win was against Leicester, where they played a 4-2-3-1. They played with I think it was Davis and Gia in the two in midfield, and Wayne Rooney just up behind the lone striker. I was expecting to play the more attacking game against us at home. You would have thought so. So tomorrow I'm expecting to play all-out attack against us. Hopefully we won't come up against the usual hex of ex-Palace players scoring against us because they've obviously got Balassi. So I know Balassi had this sort of thing where he used to score against the Liverpudlian clubs and just hoping the ball isn't on the other, the shoe isn't on the other foot and they start scoring against us. Anyway, still trying to wait. I don't think Ben's going to come in, so let's just I'll take a few more bits, on the chat here. Paul Barker saying Kai playing at correct level in League One. Yeah, I'd agree with you there, Paul. I personally don't think he's better than Championship at all. I don't think a lower level Championship club probably would suit him fine. Troy, hi Troy, out there in Portugal. Everton are notoriously slow starters, so expect all the action to be in the last 10 minutes. Yeah, we're just as bad. Probably be quite a cagey game for the first half, I would expect. It's going to be one of those things where you get with Palace and Everton, they're pretty similar at the minute, where it's the fact that you don't know what side it's going to turn up. Is it going to be the side that defend and try and soak up the pressure, or is it going to be the side that attack from the first whistle? So it could be a rather cagey game. We'll have to see. Again, Paul, PVA pace will be a massive threat against their slow and ageing back four. As I say, depends if they play a back four, because against Arsenal they did play a back three. So we'll see what happens regards to there. Bell Stanley, I saw Levi Lumika come on for us against Burnley. He looked really handy. I'd give him a go in the team while Wilf's injured. Got nothing to lose. Yeah, I don't see why not. It's good to get these youngsters blooded into the main team. I mean, look at the likes of the players that have come up through our youth ranks. Yes, we are still going. I'm waiting for you, Ben, if you're going to come in. So I've sent you an invite, so if you have a look, you should have one. Sean saying 1 second. Okay, Sean, if it's up to you, I'll send you one as well. So either one of you can fight over his coming in. Paul Barker would not risk Suarez at all. No, I agree. I don't think he's 100% at the minute. That injury has taken a lot out of him, the car accident he had, and I don't think he's going to recover. I think there was a big risk that there was a worry that he might never play again, and to fight back to where he is an amazing feat in itself. So I'm still not expecting him to be 100% fit, but to see him back is a fantastic effort on his behalf. Right, Craig Bowen, can we ban the terrible Crystal Palace song, Must Kill the Players? Okay. I've never agreed with you so much, Paul. I know, mate, it's the first for me, mate. I don't expect it all the time, though. Right, so still waiting for Sean and Ben to come in and save me. Still on my own. Let's have a look, see what else we've got here. I see. Hi, Nate. I see you're watching as well, mate. Welcome in to the chat. What else we got? Els Bells. Just coincidentally, guys, just to let you know that, as I've said on the group, all these Facebook Lives will be available on YouTube. Now, what I will be doing, so you all know, is that after the broadcasting this, I will be editing it down, so it won't have all these long pauses and stuff. So we will be able to edit it down and do a shorter version that will go on our YouTube channel. So I will be sorting that one out tomorrow morning, hopefully, so that this will be elongated, so you won't have to sit, go through all the blurb, and you'll be able to sit and enjoy it a bit more. Right, so Sean's here. Come on in, Sean. In you come. Just waiting for him to come in. Sarah Pollard, who would you play left back and left wing? Personally, I would say left back, I would play Joel Ward, and left wing, I would play PVA. I think I've said that before, actually. I put a thing up in the group saying I would do that. But that's what I would do. Right. One of you can come in. Well, I'm just trying to add one of the two guys, one of the two admins, as you all know, either Ben or Sean. Right. Troy, love that song, Stolen from Here in Porto. Oh dear. Ah, here we go, Ben. Good evening.
Mate.
I'm glad you came in. You saved me, mate. It was starting to get too repetitive.
Washing.
Oh, right, no worries. Right, no, I was going to say to you, mate, what do you reckon about tomorrow?
Heart or head?
Head.
Lose 2-0.
Yeah, I saw you said that. I don't think Jel was too impressed. But, yeah, you think we're going to lose at Goodison?
I think we do very, very well to win. I think we do very, very well to get a draw. I think Allardyce will have us tweaked from the outset. And I think they've probably got too much in midfield, too many options. If Rooney ain't on, it's going to be Sigurdsson. I think it's going to have a little bit too much for us. The pressure's on them and they're at home. It's a must-win game for them, so I think I'll be delighted. I'd even watch Match of the Day for a draw.
I mean, do you think that the setup against Arsenal was the same setup we'll see? I know they lost 5-1, but do you think it'll be the same setup against us? Because they played a 3-4-3 last week.
I think we went for Arsenal. I think we underestimated him. I think we thought they were in a bit of a rut, so we'd have a go. I think we'll be quite defensive tomorrow. I think we'll set out for the point. Yeah,
I think we'll set out for the point. Because I think Everton will come at us more than we'll go at Everton. Personally, I think definitely. At home they'll be looking for the points.
Definitely.
So, who do you think will, do you think we'll play Surloff tomorrow, or do you think we'll play Chung Young Lee? Because there has been a suggestion that we might place Chung Young Lee on the left wing.
I think we will play Riedewald left back and play PVA left midfield.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's not going to bring Surloff in. I think he's going to be a sub, hopefully an unused one. But I think he's going to definitely use Riedewald, who knows the Premier League a bit more than the rest of them. And he can push. You saw PVA overlappings at Wilf very effectively last week.
Yeah, I think he had a good game last week, PVA, I must admit.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
I think he's actually been, over the last month, one of our most underrated players, PVA. I think he had a dodgy spell. We gave goals away, especially against Bristol City. But I think the last few weeks, he's really come on.
Yeah.
So I think Riedewald left back and PVA left
So
midfield.
You wouldn't risk Joel Ward, for instance, at left back?
No, Riedewald's proved that he can play anywhere. He's a bit more composed than Ward, and he's certainly more mobile. So I think if I was going to risk Ward, it would be certainly, as he's coming back from an injury, I'd risk him in his recognised position. I wouldn't put him out on the left. No. It's just hide into nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying, because I think also, again, alongside Saka, that might work actually with Riedewald. Because Saka's
he's very mobile. He's very mobile, Riedewald. He's a ball player, So I think you've got that option that if he goes forward, that PVA will drop back. So there's a natural left-sided kind of overlap there.
Yeah.
So I think that would balance it a little bit more.
Okay. I mean, I know there was a rumour. I haven't seen anything on Twitter tonight or anything. But as Gary, I think Gary Cavalli was saying that something in regards to Sacco being injured. Have you seen anything? Because I haven't.
I've seen nothing
I
to say
haven't.
Sacco's injured.
Yeah.
Hodgson certainly didn't mention it in his press conference yesterday, so I've seen nothing. Whether he starts or not, I don't know. But
Well, that's the thing. You know what these rumours are like, mate. It's not the rumour about Wilf being out for a month at the end of the season, and it was no such thing.
We put them on our page and spread them.
Yeah.
Why not?
No, that's it. But who do you think we will start with tomorrow? What would your perfect team be tomorrow to start with Wilf out, and obviously with all the injuries we've got currently?
Well, Hennessy, Fossey Mensah, Tompkins, Sacco, Riedewald, PVA, Townsend, MacArthur, Cabaye, Milivojevic, Benteke.
That's fair enough. Okay.
I can't see anything from the rest of them. There's no strength in depth, so I think that's the strongest, personally. But I don't think Cabaye will last the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So where does that come from in the centre midfield? And there's not. And I think we'll see Serloff. I think we'll see him play.
Yeah.
I think we'll see Rackett in this place as well.
Well, I hope we see Rackett play. So from what I've seen of him, as I say, seen of him in the videos so far, and in the training videos that they've been putting up, he's not been too bad. He looks quite a attacking ball, a box to box sort of player.
In a funny sort of way, I hope we don't see him. I want him to see him in the squad, but hopefully we won't have to see him on the pitch.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense. No, I mean, it's the fact of with the team we've got out, we should have enough to get a point. It's just.
I think we've got enough, but I think the impetus. I'll tell you. All right, the first goal certainly won't win for us. First goal for them, we won't win.
Right.
So I think if we go 1-0 down, we'll do well to get a draw. I think if we go 1-0 up, I think we'll get a draw. But I think if we go 1-0 down,
yeah,
I can't see us getting anything.
Yeah, I see Adam Harper in the chat has agreed with you about PVA. He said he's been very impressed with PVA, but he always was. Might as well give them the game if we start. Lee, still remember the absolute shocking run and pass versus Burnley. He's just not good enough.
I think that how much is that to do with who was good enough when we had the ball? I don't,
Well, I think
we were poor.
Yeah, I mean, I think
as a whole we were poor.
I think I said in one game against Swansea, I think it was the one. It was the one we lost. I think it was 1-0, wasn't it? And the players were arguing amongst themselves. I was sitting the other way at the back, and Punchin and Benteke spent half of the game arguing about what they were doing. I don't think anyone knew what they were playing at all when under Frank de Boer, and it was very, very obvious from the start that they weren't well coached. They didn't know what they were doing. They had no idea what they were supposed to be doing on the pitch. I can't see that happening again. I know people have been worried about the fact that under Frank de Boer, we hadn't won a game without Wilf. But then, none of the players on the pitch had a good game under Frank de Boer. And I think it's not to do with it was more to do with the tactics of the manager than it was actually losing Wilf. Because we were losing against Huddersfield when Wilf was injured anyway.
I would, if I could have anything, I would like to sit down with Steve Parish and ask, we went from Pulis to Allardyce to De Boer, and without an endless supply of money, how is that going to work? You can't go from defensive, pretty backs to the wall kind of football to free-flowing total football. You knew with the players we had, unless there was a sea change in the squad, it wasn't going to work.
Well, it seemed. I mean, we were talking about this. I know no one else will know about this but I think I mentioned it on a couple of occasions in the transfer window in the summer that there was rumour that Frank de Boer was after an awful lot of young players, not after experience, but after young players, which obviously that would prove true with the players like Riedewald we brought in, Timothy Foster and Mensah, and also Rubens Loftus-Cheek. But the big problem is...
He's also spoken about this player in Russia, hasn't he? This young Dutch player that the board locked for 30 million, whether that's sour grapes or... But it certainly appears that the ball was brought in, but without the financial backing to do what he wanted. So I think he was on a hiding to nothing from day one.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is, with the squad we've got, there's no way we could play the progressive football he wanted to. But then, from what we've heard, I mean, it's a fact that there was obviously something behind the scenes. People weren't understanding what he wanted. So I'm just wondering if that was a lot to do with the reason why we didn't do so well underneath him with the first 8 games.
There was rumours, of course, wasn't there? There was discord in the squad that he was kind of like Glenn Hoddle at England, that he was kind of better than 95% of the players that he was coaching.
Yeah, I mean, how many times did we see a thing on Twitter about the goals he was scoring in training?
He was putting top corner from 30 yards, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, if you're Damien Delaney, if you're, Jordan Much, so to speak, and your manager is putting a ball on the sixpence in the top corner, what's that?
Yeah, exactly. I'm meant to be teaching them on the training ground exactly what they're supposed to be doing, not putting balls in the top corner.
You're better than them.
Exactly.
Pick yourself.
But Mark Smith was saying arrogance read what happened at Inter. I mean, I mentioned that quite a few times. The fact of I think it was the whole thing that there's this ethos and culture at Ajax where he was at of total football, and then he's tried to take that to 2 different clubs. Inter, we're in transition anyway because I just got new management at that time, a new chairman, didn't they? He got Chinese takeover.
It's a basket case.
Yeah, and they brought him in, and I think he only lasted like 15 games, about a couple of months. And he won
Not even that, just when you talk about arrogance, I think when you played for one of the best international sides in history, that Dutch team, although they didn't win anything because the Dutch never do, and that Barcelona team, he's named in the all-time Dutch 11.
Mm.
So I think you've got every right to show up in Beckenham and say, this is me, this is how good I was. I still think it was short-sighted from the management, senior management, to bring him in. Yeah,
I mean, you can't change the culture of a club overnight. It just doesn't change that way.
But not on a shoestring budget as well.
Yeah, exactly. Just looking at the chat, what have we got here? Chris White is saying his team would be Hennessy, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, Tompkins, Sacco, PVA, MacArthur, Milivojevic, Kavai, Jairo, Townsend and Benteke.
That's my team.
Yeah, same. Exactly the same. Sarah Pollard is saying Lee is weak, too easily pushed off the ball.
He's a championship player.
Yeah, I think we'd agree with that. I mean, he was supposed to be going to Bolton, wasn't he, in that transfer window? But never went.
He's a championship player. I think he's not actually quite bad on the ball. I think he's quite, but going back, and positionally, no. Not to me.
Also, any news in Loftus coming back? If not, we'd like to see Racket. I don't think we've heard much about Loftus Cheek, apart from the fact he's been injured and they haven't seen him for 10 days, or now what? Goodness knows how long.
Yeah, Roy Hodgson was saying, there's quotes in the press that he hasn't actually heard from Chelsea, that he's gone back and they haven't heard anything from him. So the only thing, but I've got a gut feeling, it was said on the FYP pod as well, which is a very good pod. If anyone doesn't listen to it, you should really give them a shout, that they think, or certain people believe, that he's been kept around because they're going to try and sign him in the summer.
Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, rather than send him back, they want to keep him at Palace and then try and sign him.
Right. Mark Smith, do you guys think Sacco will get a new contract? Isn't his contract up in the summer?
Bakary
Sacco, yeah.
No. Personally, no.
I think he's done enough, though. I mean, he's had a good run of games.
But this is me being cynic. Did that run of games come in time that January was coming? True. And his contract's up?
Yeah, there is that.
He's either playing for a contract or playing for a move. That's my gut, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I've got it, and I don't know if you can hear it. There's a strange noise. I don't know if it's from your microphone, Ben, or I can hear it. Buzzing.
It's probably my microphone. I can't hear it. Well, It won't stick around. We've gone on for an hour now. I knew you could talk, John, but this is.
No, that's fine. I mean, because Sean's wanting to come in on as well, so I'll get Sean on in a minute.
Yeah.
But
I've got to go and talk to about 1,000 different people that have been PMing me about IPTV. Never ever mentioned.
You're still getting those PMs. Listen, guys, just break with the PMs for his IPTV, okay? So, he's just like passing it on, He's got like 60
No, you carry on.
time.
You carry on. Actually, this is a true story, and when Sean comes on, he'll tell you. Ask him why I didn't come on earlier.
I think you were trying to sort him out, weren't you? Don't. I'm going to hear about this in WhatsApp later on.
Trying to teach a monkey to drive a car. But honestly, there's been about 4 or 5 people that today have got their subs up and running. I've had nothing but brilliant messages saying brilliant, it works. But we're not talking about that anyway.
No, exactly.
Your schedule going to get a knock on the door at 5 in the morning.
Okay. Anyway, listen, Ben, I'll let you go and I'll get Sean on, all right, mate? Okay?
All right.
Anyway, so I'll talk to you later. Take care.
All right.
Bye. Okay, later, people. Now we're going to try and get Sean in because Sean is bugging to come on. So Sean wants to come in. So Sean, if you can hear me, you should have a request, or you can request to come in yourself. So what else we got? Yeah, that is the buzzing from Ben's mic. Yeah. So bring Sean. That's it. I'm bringing you in now, Sean. Sean!
Hello!
Hello! How are you, mate? You alright?
I'm better. I've got a better mic as well, so it shouldn't be static.
It sounds good. There's no buzzing in the background like on Ben's.
Bumblebee.
Yeah.
I'm going to call him Bumblebee Ben.
Right, yeah, so before we get down to brass tacks, it sounds like you were having fun with your IPTV.
Yes. Ben had a bit of fun, and he had a few kind of secret people we can't talk about because, knocking at 5 a.m.
Great.
But he did help me out, and I get to see the game tomorrow, so I'm very happy. So thank you, Ben. Thank you.
Anyway, so on to the game. So what are you thinking tomorrow then, mate?
I'm thinking it will be 2-1 Palace because someone has to. I think it's going to be very tough. There's going to be a free kick for Everton, and Sigurdsson will score. Benteke will score for Palace. Don't quote me on that, but I'm hoping.
This is all very precise.
It is.
Or have you just been playing FIFA or something and just decided that this is going to happen?
No, I've got my bit of paper and I've got my research, so I'm hoping.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be. I think it is going to be a tough game tomorrow. I mean, we know it's going to be crazy. Tough. Both teams looking for 3 points. I think at the moment it's 4 points between us and Everton. Everton are in 10th. Am I correct? In 10th at the moment. He's just checking on Google. Here we are. Look at this, Google.
Oh, they are, yes.
Yeah, they're in 10th. That's
the one thing I didn't bring up.
You just said yes, you would have been right.
So I was looking for the other teams because you were talking about who were getting relegated earlier.
Yeah. I mean, they've done. I mean, you look at Everton where they were in the same position as us at the beginning of the season. Both of us were struggling. Yeah. They've actually done quite well, haven't they? They've pulled themselves out of the rut they were in. They're on 31 points. Do you think Everton now will, kick on now and stay? Obviously, going to stay up. I don't think they're going to go down. But do you think they'll kick on and maybe finish in the top 8?
I think they'll find it hard to finish any higher, but they'll finish strongly. They've got the players for it now. They've got backup. Walcott came in, backed up. You've got injuries that have come back. Bolassi's come back, so that's going to be more wing play. We're going to struggle tomorrow. We are.
Yeah, I mean,
they've got a very good side.
I mean, I was saying to Ben that while we probably will find it a tough game, the fact of the matter is this is a different team. It's compared to us under Frank de Boer. If we were talking about us under Frank de Boer, then I'd say yes, we'd struggle big time. We'd probably lose 3 or 4-0. It's the sort of game that we would have lost 3-4 goals to nil. But under Roy, we were a much better proposition. We were much more structured. I don't think we're going to attack from the first whistle. I think this is going to be a more cagey game for us. We'll probably play very defensively. Or play more compact. We'll play a compact, narrow game because obviously as Mark has just pointed out here, Walcott is the danger man. He is. He's been playing exceptionally well for Everton so far, bar the 5-1 last weekend. Well, I think we lost to Everton, Arsenal as well. When Arsenal at the moment, when they're on the roll, they'll beat anyone.
They will, yeah.
So we got to watch the wing. So I would have thought, would you say we're going to play a more narrow defensive unit this against Everton? Yeah,
we're going to be more compact. To be fair, they can go many ways this time around. They can go, if we go through it, they've got, for corners, we're screwed. They've got Keane, Mangala, Guy, all quite tall players. So we've got to watch out for that. What we're not really good at for corners. If we've got Hennessy in goal, what we're looking at, because obviously our keepers are all injured, we're going to have Rooney or Sigurdsson, and Hennessy's not that good for free kicks either. So we're going to have to play out of our skin. And I just hope everyone who's going is going to sing out of their skin.
Yeah, I mean,
the team.
I know you're saying, obviously you're saying at set pieces we haven't been as good this season, especially defensively. But don't you think with the return of Sacco in the side, that, especially against Newcastle, when he came on last week, he was more of a calming influence on defence, and I think will be a lot more stronger at the back than we have been in recent weeks. Even though we've had some good results, bar the Arsenal game. We've only lost the 2 games we've lost in the last 15 games have come against Arsenal. Yeah, we haven't been beaten by anyone else. Do you not think that Sacco will be a strong figure tomorrow and probably will help the defence strengthen defence from how he has been in the recent weeks?
Defensively, it'll be good. It'll be a good lift for our team for having him in as a starter. That's always a good lift for us. He will control the game from the back, and I think that's the way we might play actually tomorrow, is from the back, pass out, short passes, quick movement. But I can see it being very one-sided on the right side. If Townsend plays on the right, it will just go straight down to him. I can see it being crossed into Benteke. It's the only way I can see us playing.
It's going to. I think it's going to be very much direct game for us tomorrow. We'll play on the counter. Director will play on the counter.
Yeah.
Because we're going to soak up a lot of pressure. When you look, as you were saying, you look at the options they've got. Walcott, Niasse, Balassi, Toussaint. They've got Wayne Rooney. They've got a wealth of options that we don't have right now. Yeah. So it is going to be a tough game. So you still reckon we're going to win it 2-1?
Hello, always.
Because that's why I'm surprised, because you were saying it's going to be a tough game. You were going to struggle.
It's always a tough game, but if anyone was there, Championship old days, and we played any team that was above us, and we always found hard. Nottingham Forest, we always lost 3-0. Okay. If we played the Palace way, what generally we should do, we should play until 80th minute and hold them out, and then have a counter-attack win.
Yeah. I've just seen... Sorry, go on, mate.
I do like old counter-attack, old Palace ways, but we've lost it a little bit, so I'm hoping we can go back.
Yeah, I've just seen something that Mark Lyons has said, which is a difficult question really to answer for right now, because we don't know. As I said, I think we've said this before. He said, "What do you boys think the new players can bring?" It's very difficult because we haven't actually seen these players in action. So, Surloth, is it Surloth? Yeah. You said it was Surloth. There we go. Right. All we know about him is he's pretty quick. I don't ever take anything from YouTube videos, but I saw a YouTube video the other day where he looked very strong, he was playing wide left. He was very strong on the ball, took on and set up an assist for a goal. He does look very, very quick, which could, it might be that he could come in and take the place of Wilf. Obviously, I'm not expecting him to start tomorrow, but I'd like to see him on the pitch and see if we can get him into that left-sided berth. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be nice. It'd be good for him as well, because he can... I know it's not home. One of the other admins was saying it's not the home crowd, but he needs a good performance and he needs a big pitch. And Everton's... Hopefully he can do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I know I saw in the Croydon Advertiser, which you never listen to these days. It's just clickbait. Croydon Advertiser's become clickbait.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were saying that we were talking about the fact that Chung Young Lee will be inside and probably given the chance. But I can't see that personally. I don't think he'll be given a chance. He'll be on the bench, but I don't think he'll be given a chance. Do you think he'll feature? Because I don't think he will.
I don't think he'll be a starter. I'm hoping he'd do what we hoped last game and have the last 10 minutes. Because that last 10 minutes would be nice for him because he can get a run out. And then the next game we have is in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah,
that's it. So, again, I've asked everybody else, what would be your starting 11 tomorrow?
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm doing it. Go on. What would your starting 11 be tomorrow?
Right. I'm not going to say the goalkeeper because he's not my favourite. So, Wayne, Hennessy, Ward, Sacco, Tompkins, Arnold, Riedewald, Luca, Townsend, Kabai, Jimmy Mack, and Benteke.
So who would you play on the left? Who would you play?
Jimmy Mack.
You'd play Jimmy Mack. Right, so okay. Because I know Ben was saying play PVA out on the left midfield and have Riedewald at left back, but you're saying you'd have Jimmy Mack. Because I know Jimmy Mack has played there this season once, hasn't he? I've seen it, so
I'd have him there. One, because he's good on the ball. He's very hard-working. He's quick. And he will track back as well. So he'll be another defender in a way.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think we'll call it a day there because I think we're starting to people are getting a bit fed up now. And I'm seeing that Nick and Ben are like, it's becoming a marathon. Okay, so, but Sean, thanks very much for joining us. And what I'll say is, guys,
thank you.
No worries. We'll do another live soon, guys. We'll probably do one. We'll see how it goes the next couple of days. We'll probably do one after the Everton game. Hopefully, it won't go on for nearly 2 hours because I think this one's gone on for a good few hours, hasn't it? I don't know how long it's been going on for.
Hour and 15.
Hour and 15. Oh, good gosh. Okay. Well, anyway, but cheers for joining us, and hopefully see you all soon. All right, and cheers, Sean, for coming on for the last 5 minutes.
It's all right. No worries. See you soon.
All right, see you soon, guys. Take care.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.